Hey, my peeps, it's LTS Crypto. I have got a plan. Now, first of all, let me start out by saying, if you listen to me about your financial future, you're probably going to lose money, okay? Let's just start with that. So when I say I got a plan, I got a plan. Let me just tell you what I got, okay? As far as why you would want to listen to me, I got my bachelor's in business. I know how to do maximum profit and maximum revenue and that kind of thing from fixed costs. And so I know how to do, it's been a while, but how to do it's calculus, how to get the curve where it goes to zero and get your max and mins. But what I'm planning on doing, and again, I haven't proved this. I've been back testing this. But what I've been looking at, now the first thing is not something that is new. The first thing is that I've been looking at the monthly Stochs, and when you look over in the monthly, like in terms of Bitcoin, or you could look at total or total too, and look at the monthly Stochs RSI, and what you see is I have drew this little square or rectangle here and on here, and this is where it is. When it goes up, it gets into where it is overbought. Okay, too many people's bought, so that means it's going to go down. So as you look, I've put some vertical lines in here, and let me get my little drawing tool out. My drawing tool, and I drew me a square here, and I drew me a square here, and then I proceeded to put me a vertical line here, and a vertical line here, and a vertical line here, and a vertical line here. All right. Now in doing that, I then was able to then look at the price action at the top, and if you go up here and you look at your price action, what you see is that had you been selling a certain amount, and this is what I'm going to get into in a minute, if you've been selling a certain amount during those times in between those two vertical lines, when it is on the monthly overbought on the Stochs RSI, and you are selling, well, then you realize that when it goes back down, in both cases, when it goes back into the quote bear market, you would have made your profit. All right. The only thing is you miss this right here. You see that right there? For some reason, it popped back up. Let me bring the other thing back up, and look, there was a little bit of a bump, but it never got above 30. So it wasn't overbought at all when it went up, and then it just started to tumble. So I mean, you would have missed that. But let's look at it again. And let's take some extreme examples. I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but had you taken extreme examples, and let me take you back. I got a guy I had was in soccer with years ago, and he was doing cryptocurrency, and I reached out because I was a coach and he was a player, and he's grown up, and my kids have grown up, and we got to chatting on Facebook Messenger, and I was at the point where I was excited about cryptocurrency, and I was buying, and I was trying to learn as much as I could. I was brand spanking new, and I remember, I was excited. And he says, "Yeah, I'm all out." Now he'd already written a book on cryptocurrency. He's been in it for years. He's got his business degree. I think he may have his master's degree in business. And he said, "I'm out. I'm completely out." Meaning that he has already sold off all he was going to sell off, and he was already made his profit. And I was like, "Oh no, it's going to 100,000." But as you know, it didn't. Okay, but we were back in here somewhere. Okay. Oh, let me get my little brush out. We were back here somewhere, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm all out." But I want y'all to notice, I don't know what indicator he was using, but he had gotten out, even though it was going to be a recurring and maybe went up, it went back down below. See, it went back below. We're back down to where, had you sold, you're in profit. Okay. So even though you missed that second bump, you're still in a profit. Okay, which brings me to my original thing that I am waiting for the bull run. I'm not selling anything until the bull run, until the fervent heat of a bull run. All right, so I've set my markers here. Let's look. This is historical. And if we are going to use history as our guide, what will you do next bull run? When the bull run, how are you going to do your taking profit? How are you going to do it? At what amount what is your goal? Are you wanting to get 50% of your investment out? Are you wanting to get half your coins out in profit? Or are you wanting to get 90% out so that you can wait for it to go? Are you going to be sad if you get 90% out and it goes on up? Like it was supposed to go up to 100,000 this last time, and you only had 10% in there to take that next leg of the moon trip. And this is what I don't know, but what I am working on, and I'm going to determine in my heart what I would be happy with. I'm going to write down a number that at the peak of bull excitement, how much am I out of the market? What percentage am I in stables or cash compared to what I have in investments that can continue to go up? And I know I'm going to have something in there because I will be very sad if I have nothing in the market and it just takes off and just gone. I would be very sad. I don't know if I'll be very sad with 10% left in. I don't know if I would be sad with 50%. I don't know. I might have to do a little soul searching to see. Okay, but that's really beside the point. I'm going to determine that as I go through the numbers and just see what it's going to look like and just do an emotional self-check to see. Okay, but what I have done here is I have marked out where the Stochs RSI on the monthly is overbought. I have then taken those dates, brought it into a new chart, and broke it down into the daily. And this is a daily chart, and I want y'all to look that one of the beautiful things about when the bull run is moving is on the daily. In the bull run, you're getting 12, 15, 20, 25, 30% increases on certain coins. And just killing it. How do you take advantage of those pumps? They don't happen every day, but how do you take advantage of it? All right, and I was thinking, if you go to the daily back and you look historically, how many times did that RSI spike? And like in that first one on the daily, you had 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's 4 times in that first Stochs right here in the monthly. And during that time on the daily, during that same time period, as I put my vertical lines, I had 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, what about the second time period? A little bit longer, a little bit further up. How many times did it spike? And let's look on the daily on that second one. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhat 7, 8 maybe, 9, 10, 11, 12, we'll say 12, maybe 13 times. All right, 13 times. All right. So, as you look, this next bull run, is it going to do something similar? And when it goes up into that overbought section, how many times, how many opportunities are you going to have on a daily to be pulling out profit? And then this is where the calculation comes into play. If you want to determine that you want, let's say 70% of your coin into stables, by the end of it, you need to take like an average of how many times this thing spikes, and then at each one of those spikes, you need to make sure you get that portion of the percentage out to where it will end up with 70% gone by the end of it. And that's my plan. And again, I don't know the exact numbers. It's something that I'm working on. I'm going to ask y'all if y'all have any insight into this. You know, if you got, what is your ideal number? Or is there anybody out there that wants to be 100% in stable coins by the time the bull market is in its most heated phase? Would that make you happy? Would you be sad if there's a little bit left that you didn't have anything left in there? And what do you think about this technique? You know, about applying the same oscillator, but two separate time frames, a monthly and a daily, to get the most out of the cycles, to where, you know, get maximum profit out of. And do you think there's a better oscillator out there, a better indicator that you can use? And as you said, well, you got the Bollinger Bands on there too. Yeah, I was just looking at that too. Because let me tell you about the Bollinger Bands. Is when I was looking at the monthly, and I noticed, had I went with the Bollinger Bands, I would have got both of those. See, I would have got that one and that one, because it would have went into and hit the Bollinger Bands. Whereas this missed it, the Bollinger Bands got it. So that's the reason why I was looking at the Bollinger Bands on that. Okay, so I might use a combination of those two. You know, so because we're looking at historical data to predict what the future, and nobody can predict what the market's going to do. But even though it doesn't repeat, it does rhyme. Okay, the market will have a rhyme. When you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, it did this such and such time. There's a history, right? So I'm going to be working on that, and specifically, I'm going to look at the numbers, because all these small caps, like, you know, a big proponent of Geist, and it's one of the bags I'm building. And my plan, I'm not keeping Geist for the long haul, even though I love Geist. I love the people in Geist. I'm not going to retire with a bag of Geist unless there's something that changes. Okay, I'm using them as a vehicle to make profit. All right? I'm not marrying this coin. I'm going to let's say date this coin. All right? And then when the market heats up, I'm going to dump them. All right. So I would love to have y'all's input. Let me know if y'all have done any kind of calculations like this. And those who have actually done the calculus on maximum profits and, you know, maximum revenues, I would love to know if you know the secret of how to integrate that information and use it in that to where you can have an actual number. That number would be so useful. It would be so useful to use historical data and extract it out and get your maximum profit with these oscillators. It's above my... I have been out of school for so long, I am sad to say I'm losing it, okay? I'm losing the ability to use it, even though I wasn't that great to begin with. All right, but anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. Again, put your comments down below. Ask your questions below. Also, thank y'all for the new subscribers. Thank y'all. And appreciate y'all's encouragement. The likes. Somehow more people are watching. I don't know how. But thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll try to continue to give y'all, you know, quality information. Not waste your time. And I will see y'all next video. I'm LTS Crypto. Y'all be safe out there. Bye.